Shalom, shalom. I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us his truth and sincerity, and peace and mercy to the hopeful elect that are pushing this word, and salutation to the Akiyam and few sisters that may be listening. So today I just want to bring out a few precepts on the topic is the law is not done away with. So I just want to bring out a few precepts on that, because I know some camps always talk about the law is not important and it's done away with, and they're sounding like the Pharisees, man. It doesn't make no sense. How are we gonna the law is part of what we live by. Of course, we can't live by everything in the law in today's world, but we can still try our best to live by some of the ordinances of the law, like the easy ones to follow, or what we can follow. For example, not eating pork. Like that's very easy. Not eating those dirty types of flesh, things like that. We can follow. Not having sex on the Sabbath. It's very easy stuff like that. We can very much follow. Of course, we can't be perfect because our flesh is pretty much defiled in this world, but we can still do the best that we can. The law is not done away with. So I'm going to start with, I'm just going to read out the precepts here because I already have it on my other phone, but I'm going to start with Isaiah 5:12. And the harp and the viol and the tabret and the pipe and the wine are in their feasts, but they regard not the work of Yahweh, neither consider the operations of his hands. In the NLT, it says they furnish wine and lovely music at their grand parties, lyre and harp, tambourine and flute, but they never think about Yahweh nor notice the things that he is doing. And that's what some of these camps are doing. They have this huge party with women at the camp and everything. Brothers be sharing their wives around, or I don't know if they're doing it willingly or unwillingly, but they have all this debauchery going around, smoking weed and stuff there as well, all this foolishness. But they don't actually regard Yahweh B'Shem Shai. They do it for themselves. That's why they're so deep into their flesh. They don't actually try to change their ways and renew their spirit or renew their mind. Verse 13, Isaiah 5 and verse 13. Therefore, my people are gone into captivity because they have no knowledge, and their honorable men are famished, and their multitude dried up with thirst. Now, this goes into when we went to slavery, but also now, because we're still in captivity. That's why although we're supposed to be supposed to be rulers, we're in captivity because our people are so far off, or some people are so far gone. We don't know the laws. We don't follow any of the laws or anything along those lines. We don't regard Yahweh B'Shem Shai in our day-to-day lives, a lot of these people today, but we should be. It says in NLT, so my people will go into exile far away because they do not know me. Those who are great and honored will starve, and the common people will die of thirst. And that's what's going to come in Jacob's trouble. Verse 14, therefore hell hath enlarged herself and opened up her mouth without measure, and hell is a state as well. Hell's a state. It doesn't mean that we're all just going to hell. Hell's not a real place. It is a state. And their glory and their multitude and their pomp, and he that rejoices shall descend into it. Now, a quick example of hell being like a state is Revelation 20 and 14, and which says, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. Obviously, hell can't be cast into fire. That doesn't make sense. That'd be hell being cast into hell. So it's a state. It's people that are in this state during like Jacob's trouble, for example, is going to be destroyed or cast into fire when the missiles hit. That's what that is. So hell is not a place. It is essentially a state that these people are in, and they're going to be cast into that fire when the missiles hit. Next, I want to bring out Matthew 5 and 8. So let me grab that real quick here. All right, so Matthew 5 and 8. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see our power. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of Yahweh. Oh, did I grab the right? Salak, 5 and 18. Matthew 5 and 18. Okay, I knew that wasn't exactly what I was looking for. I'll start at 17, actually. Matthew 5 and 17. Think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. That is, so the law is to be fulfilled. It's not to be destroyed. And it says in NLT, don't misunderstand why I have come. Now, Yahweh B'Shem Shai came to give us mercy under the law, but it doesn't mean that it's done away with. So don't misunderstand why I have come. I did not come to abolish the law of Moses or the writings of the prophets. No, I come to accomplish their purpose, because it's prophecy. That's why he had to do what he had to do. Verse 18, for verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall it not wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. So the law has to be fulfilled, man. That's why we have to go through Jacob's trouble. Space has to be destroyed and remade anew, because this place is filthy, man. Everyone's just going their own way, following their own so-called knowledge. Verse 19, whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men, so he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. So these other leaders of these other camps that are teaching people that they can get the civic and and that's fine for them to get that jump shot and do all this foolishness, eat pork. They're going to be the least. They're going to be servants, or even lower than servants, man. They're going to get the just desserts. But whosoever shall teach and shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. That's why we still practice the laws today. We're practicing for when we are beamed up. We're practicing for that day. It doesn't make no sense to go, man. That's just like those people that prepare a dove to sacrifice right before they sin. It doesn't make any sense to sin as much as you can, so that when you go into because we're going into heaven, we want to try to sin as much as we can now. That doesn't make any sense. You want to practice. You want to be as perfect as you can. Of course, we can't be as perfect as Yahweh Shem Shai, but we can be as perfect as we can. We want to practice these ordinances and the laws. That's how it goes. And I have one more verse I want to bring out. I want to bring out Jeremiah 31. Yeah, I'll bring out Jeremiah 31 and start at verse 31. So, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. And that's going to be after Jacob's trouble. That's after we're burned up. Some of us are beamed up. Some of us are burnt up. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand and brought them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break. Although I was a husbandman unto them, said Yahweh. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith Yahweh. I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, and I will be their power, and they shall be my people. And I'll read 34 as well. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know Yahweh, for they shall all know me. For the least of them, then we shall know them, because the laws and the commandments will all be on the inward parts. We won't have to teach them because everyone will already know it. Everyone will be in order. We'll have our status back. So that's when Jake will be back in power. The tribes of Israel will be back in power, and the so-called elite of this world today, the Edomites, they'll be back. They'll be at the lower status, fulfilling their role in slavery before they're completely destroyed and wiped out. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know Yahweh, for they shall all know me, for the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith Yahweh, for I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sin no more. And he won't have to remember the sin, because he made us anew. He destroyed us and made us anew. So he won't even have to remember our sin, because we'll be remade in a proper form with the laws on the inward part. So we won't even go off. We won't go off anymore. We don't have to think about going off or fighting our flesh, because we'll be in a perfect state. So the law is not done away with. We still want to practice what we can from the law. And today we want to be as perfect as we can. But that's it for today's lesson. I want to say I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Kakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth and sincerity. Peace and mercy to the hopeful elect that are pushing this word, and salutations to the Akim and few sisters that may be listening. Shabbat Shalom.